Okay, I've got a huge issue with this whole women are more emotionally intelligent than men thing. Just because a woman outwardly expresses her emotions more often does not make her more emotionally intelligent. And just because a woman communicates more with her emotions does not make her more emotionally intelligent. Look, I'm not a man, last time I checked. But from the time I've spent with them, when they're experiencing emotion, they usually don't look like they want to sob. They look like they want to put their fist through a wall. So they spend more time internalizing their emotions and controlling their emotions so that they don't do damage. And when we make them feel bad for bottling it up or call them immature just for saying that they're fine, we are actually punishing them. We're making sure their emotions don't get the better of them. Now, am I encouraging men to go silent and never express their emotions? Absolutely not. In fact, men need to have a safe space to share their emotions in a way that best suits them. I don't know what that is. Time with their male friends, some peace and quiet to let them gather their thoughts? Only they can answer that question. But either way, labeling them as lacking emotional intelligence is not only a lie, but a very harmful one.
Like I said, if I'm going to talk to you, bro, I'm going to tell you this, boom, done, right? Women are like, when a woman speaks to you, she'd tell you about her feelings first. All right, so I was on my period, right? So you already know, and it's like, it's a whole thing. And I'm just like, men generally don't have time for that type of conversation.
So do you ladies feel like women are seriously ready for emotionally intelligent men?
Kitty, what do you think?
Okay, let's talk about what emotional intelligence comes with before we even get into this conversation, okay? We're talking about you wanting a man who is tolerant, who regulates his emotions, who also knows how to manage your emotions. But you're also talking about a man who knows how to navigate his sensitivities and everything else when it comes to that. But you have to consider that an emotionally intelligent man is good at cutting people off when he sees that your sensitivities bring too much reactivity. When he sees that you cannot regulate your emotions. When he sees that you have a low tolerance. This type of man that you are asking for is a man who will walk you out the door in a heartbeat if he feels like you are disrupting his peace. If he feels like there's any level of disrespect, because there's a lot that comes with emotional intelligence. So if you asking for that, you got to come with the same level of emotional intelligence as well, okay?
The concepts of emotional intelligence are becoming widely accepted and crucial in the domains of human growth, leadership, and psychology. It speaks to the capacity to identify, comprehend, control, and make appropriate use of one's own emotions as well as those of others. Over the years, there has been a perception, supported by research frequently, that women are generally more emotionally intelligent than men. However, is this impression supported by evidence, or is it a stereotype that needs to be re-examined? It is not easy to answer the question of whether women are more emotionally intelligent than males by nature. It is a complicated and multifaceted problem that is impacted by several variables, such as the setting, cultural norms, individual differences, and preconceptions. Nevertheless, it's become common for modern women to say and do things without giving them careful thought. Irrational humans. Modern women act on the advice of fellow illogical women or what they observe on social media. Men have always been under pressure to go out and get things from the outside world to succeed, but women have never felt the same kind of pressure. Their only desire is to obtain resources from humans to live and procreate. For these reasons, women learn to influence men, and men learn to manage the environment. Most modern women claim they want emotionally intelligent men, but have no idea what comes with it. They only see the good part of it, but not the other part. As she said in the clip, emotionally intelligent men are great, but can also be a disadvantage to women who don't match the intelligence of the man. In the past, men were chosen based on how well they could take resources out of the surrounding area. This led to the development of a strong preference among most men for interpreting those resources. This is not to say that women cannot reason in the same way as men. Just the contrary. When given the option, they choose approval from the group over reason. Women deal more with people than the environment when it comes to provisioning. They acquire abilities that males do not, abilities such as manipulation and emotional observation. The majority of women would rather maintain social unity than have realistic perceptions of reality.
Here are 3 ways to build your emotional intelligence, which is really sexy. Don't let power get to your head. Studies show that the more power someone attains, the less their self-awareness and empathy. We actually gain power by practicing empathy, but we lose it by getting intoxicated by it. Realize that emotions aren't good or bad. It's our reactions to our emotions that can be good or bad. So when an emotion arises, pause and observe it. Ask yourself why before responding to it. And my favorite one, get honest feedback from people you trust or admire. You'll be shocked at what people around you have observed about you, but it didn't come up in conversation. Uncover your blind spots by asking about your strengths and weaknesses. For more exclusive hacks, board the Mothership, my email club.
Hey, here are 5 things that might indicate you have low emotional intelligence. Number 1, when someone gives you critical feedback, you respond with excuses or you try to justify your weakness. Number 2, you refuse to say you're sorry, especially when you know in your heart that you're wrong. Genuine empathy is a key characteristic of someone that has high emotional intelligence. Number 3, you feel you're a bad person because you feel a certain way. People with low emotional intelligence have extremely negative and critical self-talk. Number 4, and this one's important, you blame your circumstances, your environment, or other people for your failures in life. Emotionally intelligent people understand that they alone are responsible for their path in life. And number 5, you depend on or you rely on someone else for your happiness. If you consistently have thoughts like, if I just made more money or if my spouse or partner would just do X, I would then be happy, then that is a sign of low emotional intelligence. True happiness is found when you make a deep spiritual connection that allows you to be happy and peaceful regardless of your circumstances.
Embrace your emotions, fellas. Embrace them. It's okay that you hurt. It's okay that you feel pain. It's okay that you feel discomfort and lonely. Embrace it, right? The reason men are not good with emotions is because we always run from it or we always suppress it. We never embrace it. We never lay in the bed and wallow and say, you know what, I'm just angry today. And I'm angry. I woke up angry. And we don't embrace it. Now, I'm not saying stew in negative emotions, but feel it, embrace it, acknowledge it, and let it pass. You know, nothing is going to happen to you because you're angry or your feelings are hurt. Acknowledge it. Don't try to hide it with alcohol. Acknowledge it. I'm hurt. You'll laugh. Like, man, this really got me. I fucked up. Embrace it. Embrace that pain, man. This will also help you regulate your emotions better. It'll also help you become more emotionally intelligent.
Everyone has heard the ancient adage that says women are from Venus and males are from Mars. Stereotypes would have it that men have difficulty comprehending and expressing their emotions, whereas women are typically more emotional, sympathetic, and compassionate by nature. It would be reasonable to conclude that women are more emotionally sophisticated than men, and that they can communicate their emotions more readily if you buy into these preconceptions. However, there are 5 components of emotional intelligence. 1. Self-awareness. 2. Other awareness. 3. Emotional control. 4. Empathy. 5. Well-being. Men's emotional intelligence isn't as strong as women because we're men and men are supposed to be men. But that doesn't mean men shouldn't be emotionally intelligent. How do we improve that? 1. Become an active listener. Emotionally savvy individuals wait for clarification before speaking. They pay attention to nonverbal cues in a conversation, such as body language and facial expressions, and take their time to comprehend what is being said before answering. 2. Be open to constructive criticism. Learning to accept criticism is a necessary skill for developing emotional intelligence. High IQ persons try to grasp the other person's perspective and the situation at hand, even when most people might become defensive or upset. They can deal with problems positively in this way. 3. Be open-minded. People with emotional intelligence are generally easier to get along with since they can listen well and understand and take into account other points of view. They're also receptive to new ideas and willing to learn new things. Try to think about how you might incorporate a new thought or concept into your everyday work, even if you're not sure how to go about it. Men's tello, on the other hand, tends to influence environmental resources more than women's intelligence, which makes women more adept at manipulating men.